My name is Ron Edwards. I'm the Imperial Wizard of the Imperial Clans of America, IKA as we call it. We're in a lawsuit in Meade County, Kentucky, for an incident that happened in 2006.
Speaking of Kentucky, I don't have an intro for this segment, so let's get right into it here. Talking about the IKA, I had never heard of this. Apparently there was a very popular neo-Nazi group in Kentucky. So this, most of this information is coming from the SPLC, the Southern Poverty Law Center. Nobody else has really documented all these, because what happens is these guys get sued and shut down, and they'll open up another chapter with a new name, with the same individuals, or many of the same individuals. I'm sure some of them stop being as openly Nazi. I doubt they change their ideology that quickly. Maybe they do. But this was founded in 1996 by Ron Edwards after he left the KKK. They were trying to reform their image, and I guess he had a problem with that. In the early 2000s, the IKA, Imperial Clans of America, was the largest neo-Nazi group active in the United States. It was started in Dawson Springs, Kentucky. This is about 20 minutes east of Kentucky Lake. So I've driven through here, actually, not by his property, but I've went out there to vacation before. It's very nice out there. Never would have thought, man. Never would have thought. In 1998, the feds raided him for a potential bomb plot to blow up a government building. They never filed charges against Ron Edwards, though, in that case. In 1999, an FBI informant claimed Ron Edwards was involved in a plot to assassinate the head of the SPLC, Southern Poverty Law Center, Morris Dees, the same gentleman who later...
He sued the organization.
Yeah, he sued Ron Edwards, and he sued the IKA.
Yeah, they basically got sued out of existence.
Right, but
this was post...
Prior to that, there was an assassination plot to kill Morris Dees.
Yeah.
No charges were brought in that either. In 2000, the IKA started this Nordic Fest, which boasted 300 visitors on Ron Edwards' property out there in western Kentucky. This was a big racist rally with a bunch of racist bands, I guess.
Yeah, it is a big genre of music, like the strictly racist music.
Why would you? Seems like you're limiting your audience.
Yes, you're definitely limiting. It's definitely limiting your audience. Did you watched American History X?
Oh yeah,
yeah. They featured quite a bit of actual, I guess, racist bands. I don't know what you would call the genre really. Maybe Nordic music. Yeah,
I don't know if Norway would like that usage, but
or the Nords from Skyrim, they probably take great umbrage. I don't know. They're pretty racist.
I have some clips. I don't know if might get us kicked off of Twitch here. I tried to find the most congenial portions of this to play here, but.
One of his quotes was, "If you're not being vilified by the Jewish press on a daily basis, then you're not doing enough as a white person to fight them." And what I think is really important to remember is that Adolf Hitler is vilified day after day after day, 60 years after his death. I think that really says something about that man.
What does that say about that man? What does it say about him? I mean, we'll be vilifying Jeffrey Epstein in 60 years, I hope.
Yeah, I don't think it says much at all, other than that the guy is popularly perceived to be a villain.
Anyway.
I mean, that's what the word means, right?
This is what it's called. 18 was right.
I'm pretty familiar with Nazi stuff. I've done a lot of research on these guys. Do you know what he's saying here? 18 or 88 or he says AG, which I don't understand. He's talking about Hitler, but why do you say AG? I don't get it. Do you know?
I don't know. No, I don't actually.
Oh.
Is that the audience? There are as many band members as there are audience members. This is exactly what I knew it was going to sound like.
Wait. What I want you to do, Tony, is name this dance. This one guy is doing this Heil Hitler dance.
Okay.
Let's see. It's going to show it again here in a sec. I love the dance, dude.
Oh.
He's saying AG or 18 or something like that. I don't know what he's saying here.
You see who I'm trying to think of the guy on the wall behind the drummer's head.
I swear to God, I've seen some of these guys before. Like the guy earlier with the blonde beard who was real big.
Yeah, it looks like so many other people that live around here.
There he goes. He's doing the dance. Yeah, what do you call this dance right here? Look at this. He does this for like an hour.
I don't know. What would be? This is what we need Reddit for.
It looks like, for the audio listeners, he's doing the Running Man basically with a Heil Hitler every step. What do you call it? What do you call the salute thing? Nazi salute.
Sieg Heil.
Yeah, he's doing that constantly while he's doing like the Running Man basically.
Not very creative, these people.
So going into this, I was like, well, this isn't very many people. There seems to be like a few dozen people here or there. The largest one of these Nazi cons was like 300 people. It seems to be pretty widespread all across the country, though. Not a lot of people openly professing these ideologies, but they're just open about it. How many people aren't open about it because it's so distasteful? Here's the SPLC hate map, which is pretty cool. 9 hate groups currently in Kentucky. Not too bad. There's none out west here. See, this is where IKA was. And they even list like the black hate groups here. Tennessee, 28. See how many Virginia has. 20 in Virginia. So Tennessee has 28 hate groups. Jeez.
Well, what are the ones listed in Kentucky?
Let's see. 14 First, which is a statewide neo-Nazi group. Fellowship of God's Covenant People. Christian Identity Union.
Israel United in Christ. Patriot Front.
There's a bunch of these like religious sounding neo-Nazi groups now. Nation of Islam, that's a black one, I think. Yeah,
the Klan is certainly, it's always been explicitly Christian. So
Patriot Front, Proud Boys, Revolutionary Black Panther Party. So 2 black hate groups and the rest are white.
I'm kind of upset we don't have any Asian representation.
Yeah, I know.
You guys got to step it up.
They're too busy winning.
They are. Where are my Filipinos at? Not in Kentucky, that's why.
They're all in the Navy. Trust me. So the theory goes, the theory with a big capital T goes that as class consciousness rises, as it currently is, so will fascism, as it currently is. Fascism is capitalism responding to the threat of annihilation, sort of like a immune response. So the question from a Marxist lens is who's going to win, basically. Guess we'll find out.
That we will.
Another question, is the SPLC doing cancel culture here? Suing all these organizations for their political beliefs. Yeah.
Cancel culture strikes again.
They got Ron Edwards.
They got it's getting out of control.
In the trial, during the trial in Meade County, he tattooed "fuck SPLC" on the side of his head. Came into court.
What a Giga Chad confirmed.
I didn't play the interview. There's an interview with him outside the courthouse. I don't know where he did the interview at, but Ron Edwards' statement, this is during the trial. Somebody catches him after he leaves the trial and interviews him and a few other people. This is Ron Edwards here, the first one.
My name is Ron Edwards. I'm the Imperial Wizard of the Imperial Clans of America, IKA as we call it. We're in a lawsuit in Meade County, Kentucky, for an incident that happened in 2006. They're trying to sue me for something that the IKA or myself had nothing to do with. They're trying to hold me responsible. It's no different than somebody else who may be married, as one of the jurors put it, and if her husband shoots a guy, is she to be held responsible for what he does? I think not. It's no different than a Mason who belongs to the Masonic Lodge that goes out and does something without their knowledge and should the lodge be sued, or Catholic Church, Baptist Church, Protestant, whatever. However, we've been in court for 2 days, and I think tomorrow we'll sum it up. Hopefully the jury will be fair with this. And Morris Dees today, I believe that he had paid some people to try to lie. He has made confidential deals with some of the defendants that cannot be talked about. They've closed the medical records where they couldn't be seen. And a lot of the papers that I put up to submit into evidence, Mr. Dees and all the lawyers, I think 4 or 5 or 6 of them they have there, they had them put where they got a gag order on, and the judge said I could use it in my appeal in a hearing earlier this month or last month. Anyway, I don't believe I'm getting a fair trial compared to a regular citizen. I'm basically being persecuted for my beliefs. All I want is a fair trial, just like any other person in the United States. So hopefully after this, tomorrow, around tomorrow evening sometime, we'll be exonerated, and Morris Dees will have a little egg on his face.
My name's Jared.
See, I feel bad for him after that. He's being vilified. He's being targeted. Meanwhile, he's got a fresh tattoo on the side of his head that says, "Fuck SPLC," 2 years after he tried to kill Morris Dees.
Being targeted for his beliefs, poor guy. He was not being targeted for his beliefs, but
there is a legal argument about how much culpability he has, but it's pretty clear that he ordered this hit. He is a huge asshole. He's done terrible shit. I went through a lot of this, man. He's not great. Tell me who this next guy is. See if you can see if you can identify this individual. Who's that?
Oh,
Scott?
my goodness.
What are you doing?
Scott.
Come on, buddy. Or his brother.
This is before no, his brother's fat.
Oh.
This must have been before Scott transitioned.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, it's the ongoing joke of this podcast that Scott's transitioning.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. I had some other questions here. Let's see. So should punishment be harsher for hate crimes than for regular crimes?
It can be significantly harsher too, right? Like
they're federal charges, I think.
It's a federal aggravator, like addendum to a normal state felony. I don't know, man. I really don't think so. I guess the idea behind it is that you're trying to fight. It's almost like you're fighting back against the ideology,
right?
By punishing these certain individuals. Aside from seeming to me to really step over the bounds of infringing on the individual's rights, I just don't know how effective that is. I don't know if anybody that's committing a hate crime or is not committing a hate crime is doing so because someone else got this enhanced charge. If you're going to infringe on, certainly you shouldn't be infringing on anyone's rights, whether they're a despicable human being or not. If you are, you better make sure. I would hope that it would be effective, that what you're doing. And I just don't think that it is. I don't think it's going through the minds of people when they commit these crimes that they're going to get some sort of enhanced charge out of it.
They must be going by the whole punitive justice thing, trying to punish them, the hate crime, as opposed to preventative action.
Yeah, it's kind of odd. So the two guys in the Brandenburg case, I think they got 3 years each, which seems like what you would have gotten just for the attack. Even though it was pretty apparent it was a hate crime, and I guess was tried as a hate crime. So I don't know if that enhanced their sentence. I guess if it was federal, then they wouldn't have been eligible for parole after, was it
85%?
Yeah, you have to do the 85% federal time.
Next question. Didn't we try this whole white supremacy thing and white people voted against it? Not even like all white people, just white men. And also, didn't Lincoln win the electoral vote on top of that? Like, it wasn't even close. It was a landslide against white supremacy.
Yes. But see, James, you're thinking like a collectivist. America is about individualism, rugged individualism of the white nation as we carry on into the future. Next question.
That's it. That's all the questions.
Incidentally, though, I'll just kind of give a little brief. Like I said, I've met these guys. I have a friend that was tangentially knew, or I guess was buddies with one of the guys, not the one we seen, but the other guy that was guilty of the attack here in Meade County. These guys are all morons. I think there are certain people that kind of aggrandize and glorify members of these different organizations. You know, you certainly see it with bikers, Sons of Anarchy, and they're these cool badasses that are out there doing their own thing. I know these people. They are not cool badasses. They are all idiots to a man.
I watched a lot of these. I told you I watched a bunch of these speakers. Like they have the speakers come up and speak.
They're horrible. Like I said, I knew Rob Sheffield, who was the Shepherdsville Grand Wizard. I still know his daughter to this day. She's a very nice person. Played with her as a kid. I met Ron Edwards. My dad at the time did not like him. Thought he was kind of an idiot.
His son is prominent too. He was the head of another hate group.
Yeah, but there tends to be this probably not so much of the Klan, but certain of these groups they're kind of built up in certain ways to be maybe not badasses to a certain degree, you know, with flawed ideologies, and they're just not. Most of them are pussies. They're all rats. They're obviously, you can see Ron doesn't even have any teeth. You know, I don't know.
I don't hold that against him, but
it's in conjunction with everything else. I'm going to hold it against him.
There's so many stories from these guys about all the infighting, even at this Nazi con. There was other hate groups showing up, like firing pistols in the air. The reason that they had 300 members, and then the following year they only had 60 people show up because all the bands pulled out because Ron Edwards is such an asshole to the bands, apparently. There was this other group of skinheads that didn't like him, and so they beat the shit out of him and almost started a freaking massacre. There's all these stories. They can't even get along. They're worse than the left.
They're just
when it comes to unity.
Yeah, almost worse than the left.
Almost.
Yeah, they're just dumb, angry, disenfranchised people for the most part, and they just don't know where to direct their anger, so they direct it just everywhere. You know, black people, one another,